Okay, district community grants. These are the small ones that the 35 clubs got. Let's talk about that for a moment. All the applications and report forms are on the district website. Showed you where you can get them. Here's an example of one that was done this year. This is Carlton. They refurbished the Ash Carlton Park concession stand. You see a Rotarian at work. The grant was for $1,811. The club put in $1,311. The total project, $3,122. Notice the Rotarians have to be involved in these district community grants. They can take place in your community here or in an international community. Rotarians must be involved. Projects can be local or international. Every club can submit one single club application. Every club can be part of a collaborative community grant. A collaborative community grant has between 2 and 4 clubs, 4 clubs maximum. So every club, if they're working in partnership, can be involved every year in 2 of these district community grants. These do not need to be in an area of focus. They do not need to have a Rotarian partner, but they do need to do a needs assessment, not formally, but at least talk to the community and find out what is needed and how it can be delivered. The club match is dollar for dollar. So the district pays $1 for each one of your dollars. Last year was an exception. Last year we had money left over in the pot and we could increase the district grant by $250. We did that for every application and left it to the club to decide whether they would reduce their contribution by $250 or just have a larger grant size. We usually provide between $1,000 and $2,500 for each one of these grants. You'd say, why not $2,500 for every one of them? Because not all the projects that are sought are that big. So you have a choice. Non-Rotary cash is welcome, but it's not matched. And many of the projects we funded had non-Rotary cash as part of the project contribution. As an example of how much money you can get, let's suppose you had 4 clubs. So you're thinking, I have a project and I have $500, but it's more expensive than that. Find 3 other clubs that also can have $500 to put in. So that's $2,000. You apply and we match $2,000 and your club's $500 has now become a $4,000 project by looking for partners. So it's worth it. We like to see the collaborative projects. This is really important. One of the things that is not well understood, and it wasn't well understood by me 2 years ago, is that the district money is actually part of something like a global grant. They call it a district global grant or district grant. We have to have all of your applications for projects in by May 30th. We assemble them all and we vote on which ones we're going to fund or not fund and how much we're going to fund. Then we assemble, and by we I mean Russ, assembles them all into one big grant application that gets sent to the Rotary Foundation. We then have to wait until the Rotary Foundation approves that and sends us the money. And we have to put that money in a single bank account, the same as any global grant has to be managed. We then can give you the money, but we don't. We then tell you it's okay to start your project. Don't start your project before we give you the okay. You'll get 2 letters. One letter will say, congratulations, we're giving you this much for your project. Please don't do anything until you get the next letter. And by letter, I mean email. And then we say, congratulations, the money is in, go ahead and do your project, and please finish it by May 30th of the next year. Why? Well, because this is a global grant, and we need to close this out before we can apply for the next year's grant. That's why it's May 30th and May 30th. If we don't close this out, we can't start the process of applying for another grant because we have one that's already open. And by close it out, I mean you finished the project, you sent us the report, we've authorized that the report is good, the project was well done, we send you a check, and you have to cash the check before May 30th because our bank account has to show 0 in and 0 at the end. If you don't cash your check, we can't apply for the next global grant. You hold up the whole district. So when we give you the money, get it and take it out of our bank account. So these are pretty hard deadlines. And we don't get, so everyone has a proper stewardship of money. Instead of giving you money, then worrying about what you have done with that, we hang on to the money and we don't give it to you until the project is completed. So you have to upfront the costs of these projects. If you're a smaller club and you haven't got that kind of money in the bank account, talk to us. We'll try and make some alternate arrangement for you. But for the most part, you get the money after the project is done. That's how we manage the grant money. All grant correspondence goes to rotary6400grants@gmail.com. It ends up in Russ's basket, but when Russ becomes a different person, it ends up in their basket and the email is the same. This grant, which is so well named, I made up the name, but it's quite a mouthful. World Community Service District Matching Grants defines it exactly. It's for World Community Service, so it's a project that has to be done outside North America, and the district matches the money. Applications are on the district website. This is not a Rotary Foundation grant. This is a District 6400 grant. All the money comes from the district governor golf outing. Here's an example of a project. This is a Ghana primary school. It was a feeding program. The club put in $1,500. The district matched $2,500. Donations of $1,000 were there. The total project, $5,000. Okay? All right, so as I said, all the money comes from the district governor golf outing. You can apply for this grant if you are authorized to apply for a grant. I'll talk about that later. There are 2 deadlines, April 1st and October 1st. Each competition we give out something like $10,000. If your project is going to take place in the summertime, apply in April. If it's going to take place over the winter months, apply in October. If you are doing a winter month project and apply in April, we'll send it back to you and we'll say apply in October, because we want to give the money out to people who are going to do a summer project this time. And we do that almost every year, send a grant application back. If you can do these twice a year if you want, and you have the resources and you have the capacity to do the project. But we won't approve another grant for you until your previous grant has been done and reported. And we keep track of this and we just check, did they report, yes or no? Sorry, away you go. The grant amount awarded, you can tell a Matthew did this. The description is long and the title is long and inaccurate. The grant amount awarded will be no greater than twice the amount provided by the club. So let X be the amount provided by the club. The amount that we give you will be less than or equal to 2 times X. That's your math lesson for the day, and that'll be on a pop quiz a little later on. And the application is on the district website. There's something on page 66 of the booklet that talks about this kind of grant. We ask you to do a final report. We don't give you a final report form. Open up a word processor, write the report, and send it to us. What should be in the report? We said we were going to do this project. We did this project. We said we were going to spend this much money. We spent this much money. Here are the receipts. And here are some photographs. And then we look at it and go, fine, everything's reported properly. So no form, just write us a report and send us what you'd expect to be in a simple grant report. We ask you, because this is international, we ask you to bring stuff home. 1 or 2 cultural items, tourist items, souvenirs, something that we take and we auction off at the district governor's golf outing to help raise more money that goes into this grant program. So again, why do you go to the district governor golf outing? Because all the money raised funds our district rural community service matching grant program. The easiest grant to get, the easiest grant to manage. It's a good entree into world community service if your club wants to start thinking about doing international projects.